Talk Time with Reid Moriarty.
Hi, Jackie.
Hi, how are you?
I want to ask you a couple of questions.
Just go right ahead.
I know you're the president of Martin Guitars, and we are at the Martin Guitars place interviewing Jackie Renner. So, Jackie, when you were a little girl, what did you want to be when you grew up?
I wanted to be a scientist when I grew up. I wanted to be a chemist because when I was a little girl, my parents bought me this little kit, a little experiment kit, and I made perfume.
You made perfume? That's awesome. And what's it like being part of the Martin family?
It's not like being a chemist at all. It is so much fun. It is real. This is being in the music industry, which is so filled with passion and creativity, is it's a wonderful place to come to work every day. I was actually in Nashville, Tennessee, so I'm one of the few people who left Nashville to go into the music industry. And I was so intrigued when I met Chris and I came here about the legacy of this company. It's 185 years old now, 1833. Yeah, they started in Tribeca actually when CF came to the States. But New York was getting a little crowded and a little dirty for Mrs. Martin, so she wanted to go to the country. Yeah. And about 6 years later, they moved out here. Not into Nazareth though, because Nazareth was a closed Moravian community. So they were up the hill in the next town. And then subsequently, several years later, the Moravians opened up Nazareth. They moved a couple blocks down, and if you just put in your GPS the Martin factory on North Street, you'll see the original factory. The facade that you see here is a replica of the original factory. The Martin family and the company are very committed to the local community, from the community college to the Allentown Art Museum to the symphony to anything that has to do with the arts or with education. And so people that work here become part of the fabric of the community. So it's a really nice place to be.
All right. Do you play an instrument, Jackie?
I play a really bad guitar, and I mean really bad. And there's
really
so many
bad?
Really bad. But I have a pretty guitar at home, and I take really good care of it, and I try to play it better every week.
All right.
I played the guitar when I was a teenager. And then when I was studying chemistry, I didn't have much time to do much of anything except study chemistry. So I gave the instrument up. One of my brothers now has my original guitar, but now I'm a proud owner of a Martin guitar.
All right, Jackie, who's your favorite guitarist?
Oh, I have to say that I really do like country music. And for the longest time, I have really liked Dierks Bentley's music. But I love a lot of the artists, too.
My songwriting mentor, Paulette, named his Martin guitar Stevie. Have you heard of any other good guitar names you've heard of?
Oh, no, I haven't. That's really interesting. But
of course.
I'll have to ask my team who they have named their guitars, and most of them have multiple guitars, so they'll probably have a whole family list of names.
All right, Jackie, we have 2 more questions. If you could ask CF Martin Sr. one question, what would it be?
I would have asked him to look forward almost 200 years, and what would he want to see for his company?
All right, Jackie. How does an artist join the Martin family, Jackie?
Oh, well, an artist that plays a Martin guitar will develop a relationship with that instrument that is really very, very close. And over time, some of those artists will want to become a Martin ambassador or a friend of Martin. We welcome the artists to come here to design guitars for themselves, to interact with the people in the factory. At the end of the day, our job is to make the best instruments for those artists, whether or not they're famous or whether or not they're just starting out.
All right, thank you, Jackie. And so, what Martin artists are on your playlist?
Oh, well, Dierks Bentley is, Colby Calais is.
Of course.
Joan Baez, Seth Avett, Flo Morrissey. There's a ton of them. Gene Autry played a Martin guitar. Elvis Presley, the Beatles. I mean, so many artists throughout our musical history, both in America and abroad, have played Martin guitars.
All right. Who are some of your mentors or role models as a corporate president?
Oh, that's a really good question. There have been a lot of wonderful people that have helped teach me and guide me through my career. I can think of one from my early career, and his name was Bob Holbrook. He was my first supervisor in business, and he was wonderful at exposing me as a young woman to business, to be able to sit at the table and really lean in and be part of that conversation. And then later, a gentleman named Ya Huang, who really gave me unbelievable perspective on international business.
That's awesome. That's awesome, Jackie. So, what advice do you have for young working women?
Follow your passion. Work hard.
Yes.
And have fun. And if you put all of you into your career and into your job, including having a full personal life, you will be successful and you will be happy.
It was nice talking to you,
it was
Jackie.
Wonderful to talk with you as well. Thank you. Can I have another hug?
Yes.
Thank you.
Talk Time with Reid Moriarty.